Hey, what's up, babe? Yeah, looks like the car broke down. Yeah, I'm in my truck. I'm about 8 clicks north of Old Country Road, headed to the bug out location. It's about 100 degrees out here today. How far are you from me? What's your 20? Roger that. Well, I got my rehydration salts and stuff like that. I could just sit here and wait till you get to me. Uh, the phone is very sporadic. Don't get much reception out here. What should I do? Yeah, good point. I am one of those prepper dudes. I do got stuff in my truck. You're absolutely right. See, gorgeous, this is why I married you. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and set up, and I'm going to relax, and I'll wait for you. See you in about 3 hours. All right, love you. Well, with the sun looking like the way it is, I think we're going to need some shelter. I could hang out in the car, but I got a better idea. Hey, folks, so this is Grey here. And so have you ever been put in one of these situations, in regards to being stuck in the middle of nowhere? As you can see behind me, there's nothing for miles and miles and miles. And it's here in Florida, it's over 100 degrees with the heat index, probably 110. It's ridiculous. So you need to stay hydrated for one thing. But as I sit here and wait for Lady Grey to show up and save me, I wanted to kind of go over something. I got the EBL 1000 watt multi-purpose power station. I think they call it the Voyager. And let's put it to the test. Let's plug some stuff up and kind of enjoy life a little bit while we're waiting on Lady Grey to get to my location. So it's going to be a little funny. I wanted to do a little bit more fun with this video instead of you doing your dry review videos, but this is what we're looking at today. We'll start here and then we'll finish up with some close-ups and see how this all works out. Now, I apologize for the wind. I lost my little wind socket thing here that blocks the wind, so I do apologize. But I'm going to go ahead and plug in and turn this thing on. And again, I'll show you guys some stuff here after I get this all going. I'm going to plug this in. I want to turn this laptop on because I need some entertainment, okay? I need to watch something. So I'm going to put my favorite YouTube channel on, which is the Alaska Prepper. So while that's going on there, it's also very hot. So I want to plug in a fan and enjoy a little bit of this fan. You know what I mean? I want to have some fun and enjoy myself a bit doing what I'm doing. Also, just in case the cell phone starts to break down, I need to have some comms. So I want to make sure I have my comms up and charging and whatnot, just in case. And in case she doesn't get here on time and the sun starts to drop and it gets late, I want to make sure that I have some light as well. Now the EBL does have its own light, and I'll show you that guys out here in a bit, but I wanted to kind of show you a little bit what I'm doing, and let's get everything running and going, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead and turn this thing on. Let that boot up. It's hot out, folks. Let's turn this fan on. Now this fan is going to make some noise, folks. So you're going to get some noise on the microphone. So if you're not cool with that, I understand, but it's hot. But I want to show you what this thing is capable of if you're ever in a situation. And the reason I'm doing this is to show you how something like this is 1,000 watts in a very small compact form, okay? So if you had this in your vehicle, there's so many different things that you can use it for emergency preparedness, especially if you break down on the side of the road. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to need to charge my phone. So I'm going to have to plug my phone up to this. It does have wireless charging on top if your phone has that option as well. Let's go ahead and pull Rudy up. I want to watch Rudy while we're sitting here. Of course, go support the Alaska Prepper. There we go. All right, so I'm going to watch that. I'm going to mute the volume. Then I'm going to turn on this fan like I said I was going to do. And, man, does that feel good? Does it go higher? Let me see. That's the highest it goes there. Point that up right direct to my face. Kick back. Watch a little Alaska Prepper. Matter of fact, let's turn on my... Got that going. Want to make sure my flashlight's charging. I want to make sure everything's a go. And I just wanted to have a little fun with this, folks, and kind of show you what you can do in a situation. You know, I keep stuff like this in my vehicle in the back. I got all kinds of weird stuff. People think I'm crazy for some of the stuff that I have, but folks, you just never know. But what I wanted to focus on this afternoon is the EBL 1000 watt power station. These folks were kind enough to send me this little thing. And little is just it's not really even saying that because it is super compact. It's lightweight. We'll go over all the specs once Lady Grey comes to save me. Anyways, I'm powering the laptop. I'm using 9 watts on the USB, powering the flashlight and my comms. I'm using, what am I using over here? I'm using 86 watts, 85 watts on the fan and the laptop. And I'm relaxing, folks. It's just awesome to be in a situation and not have to worry about things, you know, because it is hot out here. And, you know, having this fan blow on me, which I probably should shut off. I don't know how it's affecting the microphone, but I'll turn it off for now. But all in all, having the fan blowing, watching one of my favorite YouTube channels, making sure my comms is charged, my light's charged, my phone's going to be charging. Everything is running good. I'm at 100% battery power. Worst case scenario, I got the solar panels and in the vehicle as well. I can show you that if you'd like. You know, having some, I have my rehydration salts in here. And folks, you know, people always joke around. Let me pull some of the stuff out of my pocket here because I always keep a lot of EDC stuff on here. But hey, remember last night on the live stream? Was it last night on the live stream? I said, chapstick, just because it might be hot. It might be hot out here. The sun might be blistering. Yep. You want to have some subtle, however you say that word, lips, in worst case scenario. In case, because when they come to save you, you want to be in the best shape as possible. I'm just joking around and having fun, folks. But yes, it's a serious topic, emergency preparedness, folks. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and dive into the EBL 1000 watt and show you guys the specs and how it works, ways to charge it and whatnot. Before we leave here, I'll go ahead and throw it on the solar so that you can see. They did not send me a solar panel with this unit. But I bought my Blue Yeti solar panel with me. I think that's the one I have. I'm pretty sure it is. But hopefully you enjoy this review and a little bit of extra work that I put into it just to make it a little bit more fun, folks. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and watch Alaska Prepper here and wait on Lady Grey. I'll catch you guys back at the house. Hey, folks, what's up? Grey here. Lady Grey came to save the day and has brought me home. Anyways, I just wanted to have a little bit more fun with it. Doing reviews, sometimes you just got to have a sense of humor, but also kind of a sense of what you could use it for out in a real world application outside of just plugging it into a couple of devices here at the house. Anyways, for you folks that want to know a little bit more about this power station, it's the company's called EBL. It is called the Voyager 1000. Like I said, it's a pretty intriguing, small, compact device. And what I'll do is I'll throw a picture up on the screen as I'm going over some of this information, and kind of so you can kind of see what I'm, describing and talking about, so that you can see that on the front there. I think that'll be the easiest way to do that. Now, a couple of quick things that I do want to talk about is the charging capability. Out there, they didn't send me any solar panel, so I just happen to use my Blue Yeti solar panel, which I think is a PB120 or something to that aspect. But it did well. I mean, it was very hot out there anyways. But it does have 3 capabilities to charge. From here, what I'm looking at on their website, you can charge it with 2 compatible 100-watt solar panels. So that means it can be an input of 200 watts. Also, you can charge it from the AC wall outlet or from the car outlet as well. And when I throw that picture up, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. All in all, let's kind of go over the front of this device so that you guys can kind of see it, because I know in the video you couldn't see it. And here in a minute, I'll also show you how bright the light is, if you'd like to see that as well on the front of that thing. I'll see if I can grab an image of that while we're discussing that. On to the specifications. All right, so let's go ahead and throw up the picture of this on this picture of the front of this panel on the screen so that you can see as I'm discussing what's on there. And basically, as you can see there, we're going to move from the top left to the right, and then go down from the bottom left to the right. So first, we're going to look at the power button. That's the power button there, of course, very simple. And then you have your light button, power button. Of course, you're going to hold that on. Light, same thing. The light does have an option where you can change the brightness and the SOS and whatnot. Then there you got the center part, which is your LCD screen, which it'll kind of have you, it'll show you how charged your battery is, your input, your output, and how many watts you're using, or how many watts are coming in, and so on and so forth. Moving over to the right-hand side, you have that PV section right there. Now that PV that's going to be for your input of your solar panels, depending if you are using a DC to charge that, or if you're going to use a PV to charge that. There's 2 different types of connectors for it. Luckily, they will include some of these connectors in the purchase of the device. Anyways, the PV is an 8 amp max, and the DC input is going to be 12 to 26 volts as well. As we move down here to the far left-hand corner You have that DC button there. You hold that DC button down, that turns green, as you can see there. You have 2 barrel connecting inputs, 14 volts, 8 amp max. Again, with also the car adapter there, it's another 14 volt, 8 amp as well. Now, moving to the center section to your USB, you're going to have 2 QC 3.0s. Those are your USB connectors. And I'm trying to see if I have the specs for those there, the wattage output on it. I don't see it anywhere in front of me. So we'll move to the PD 60 watt, which is basically a USB Type-C, which has a 60 watt capability for fast charging. Certain different products can handle it, let's say for like drones and all that fun stuff like that. Some phones can do it as well. Moving to the right-hand section, far right corner, hold down that AC button, that goes green. And then you have an AC pure sine wave inverter, which is good for your electronics. And you have 2 AC outputs there. So that kind of breaks down the front of that picture there for you folks, and just kind of give you an idea of where things are at on the screen and stuff like that. I figured there's no sense in me trying to show you the screen specifically and pointing my finger at it. I figured it was just easier to throw a picture up on there and kind of circle that stuff or point at it and whatnot. What else do I have for you? Some folks are going to want to know, what does this thing charge? What can you charge with it? In the video earlier, you saw that I was charging a bunch of smaller electronics. I had my laptop out there, I had my communications, I had, one of my flashlights. Has a wireless charging on top that you can use to charge as well. And also it just has some those other benefits. I'll throw something on the screen right here so that you guys can see what they say on their website in case any of this stuff happens to interest you. Again, the rated power is 1,000 watts. I think it can peak out at 2,000 watts. Of course, you don't really want to push these things to their limitations. Also, what do we got here? Rated capacity. It's just a hair. It's a watt under 1,000 watt hours. It's 999 watt hours. Like I said, this is a small compact unit. And what else do we have? 27,000 or 270,000 milliamps, which is the capacity of the battery. It can charge your phone on average, about 100 recharges. A drone at 20 recharges. The laptop at 20 recharges. A floodlight, 212 hours. A fan, 57 hours. What else do we got? A mini fridge, 21 hours, which some of you folks might be important to you folks, and people that go out camping or whatnot. Air mattresses, it can charge for up to 17 hours. Not that I could see that you charging something like that for that long of a period. But anyways, those are just some of the basics. If you were to run some of the stuff like that, I've seen people on other videos plug in ACs to it, which is pushing that thing anywhere from 400 to 700 watts, which is draining the battery tremendously. If you're going to try to power your AC for a long period of time, let's say anywhere from 6 to 8 hours, you're going to definitely need something a lot more power. Now, if you want to use it for about an hour and do that kind of that pass-through charging and have your solar panel or have some way to keep it charged, you're going to get a little bit more out of that. But of course, it does stress the unit. Some folks are going to ask, well, what do you get when you buy this thing here, right? And of course, I'll have all links down in the description. You don't have to buy it. This is just a review for you to look at this and kind of weigh in your options. Now, one thing here, folks, I want to be upfront honest with all my reviews, is this is not a lithium iron phosphate battery. This is a lithium battery. So usually when you find stuff like that, you'll get a little bit of a better deal and whatnot, depending on when you look at. Everything that I've seen on here, I've looked all the information up through their paperwork and whatnot. It says lithium. I wanted to just clarify that up front. When it comes to it, it weighs about 23 pounds, which is not much. When you have it in your hand, it doesn't weigh much at all. I don't really think that you guys care about the product description and whatnot. And like I said, you can charge it via AC, carport, or solar panel. What else? The light bulb in there is an LED light bulb, if that's considered a light bulb at this point in things. What else? It does come, so what do you get inside the box? You know what I mean? You get the unit itself. If you just buy the unit, you're not getting the solar panels, you're just getting the unit itself. And inside that, you get the MC4 connector cable. Basically, that's standard amongst most of these little portable power generators. That's to connect to your device to charge it via solar. What else do you get? You get a 12-volt car charging cable. The user manual, which it's not too bad. I went through it. And you get, of course, the power station and a AC wall adapter that's to charge that device. So you have the three options. You can charge it via your vehicle, you can charge it via solar panels, about 200 watts, and you can charge it via the AC outlet. And what I usually tell folks to do, if you buy one of these things, you want to plug it up and give it a charge. And then once it's fully charged, you want to go ahead and unplug that because you don't want anything crazy to happen. You never know what might happen. And then once a month, I just check them to see if there's any power loss and whatnot. If they're down a couple of percent, I'll throw them on there, give them a quick charge, because I always want to have them on the ready, especially ones that I have in my vehicle. Usually I'll check those because my vehicle can get a little bit warmer. So in hotter climates or colder climates, batteries react differently. Other than that, I think that about runs the gist of it. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to go over. And I think other than that, I'll throw a picture up of the light. I don't really think that you need to see it. I don't know how many, most folks may use the light to illuminate the area that they have things plugged into. If you really want to see it, I can run a real quick clip and show you right here. And that's the light itself there. You can see it's a nice light. And then, of course, like I said, other folks might use like some sort of other plug in their lamps and things like that versus using the light on the front of the unit. But it is an LED light, so it will last you quite some time. Other than that, if you have any further questions or suggestions in regards to this like that, please put them down in the comments. I always like to hear feedback from you guys, you know what I mean, in regards to what you found interesting about this review video, what you liked, what you didn't like, just so that when I'm doing these reviews, I can kind of center and focus in on what you, the viewers, like to see. I keep on changing them up a little bit to see how you guys respond to things, doing in different, formats. To see what works best for you, my viewers. I'm trying to cut them down and shorten them out a little bit. Sometimes they be complicated because I know I got a review coming up of a larger unit, which is a 2,000 watt power inverter generator or whatnot. And that one's going to take a little bit more time because I'm going to push that one, of course, a little bit harder than something like this. It's the biggest one I've gotten so far, and we'll see what happens with that. In other words, if you got any value out of this, if you like content like this, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. Other than that, folks, this is GreyMan. I'm out. I'll see you guys on the rebound. Remember, be safe out there. You're not alone. God bless.